If you take an average of 2% inflation over the last 17 years, you will find that they're falling roughly behind by about 20%. Has been taking out of children's mental health budgets in the last 17 years. Peya Catano in James and Hudson Bay Family Services in Northern Ontario has issued layoff notices to their entire staff, every one of them. They do not have sufficient funds to continue operating as of December the 14th. In Kenora, the Children's Aid is unable to meet the $600,000 per month cost of protecting some of the very vulnerable special needs children, and expects they will not be able to make payroll by the end of this year. Layoffs are a possibility. Programme closures have begun there also. On May the 2nd, 2009, the Robert Smarts Centre Board of Directors, this is in Ottawa, passed a resolution authorising the commencement of bankruptcy proceedings for the organisation on or after May the 30th, 2009, as they did not have the financial capability to continue to deliver services. The funding structure under which they had been operating could not sustain the operations. Legal counsel has advised them that using this process is the best way of dealing with the untenable financial situation arising from the funding structure. Thankfully, the doors have not closed as the Ministry has put a band-aid on the problem, but there is still not a long-term solution. And just to give you a sense of what's happening all the way across the province, in Peel, for example, the Peel CAS has a budget of $49 million and a deficit of $1.4 million. The Brant CAS has a budget of $22 million and a deficit of $670,000. Durham has a budget of, this is Durham CAS, has a budget of $75 million and a deficit of $5.4 million. And in Niagara Falls, a budget of $38 million and a deficit of $2.9. This is basically the story right across the entire system. And now agencies are looking at other ways of dealing with it. They can't get the funding from the government, either closing their doors, laying off staff, or threatening to file bankruptcy proceedings. So, as you've already heard, the other examples from some of the agencies represented by APSU, similar stories. Our government would have us believe that they're doing their best to manage this file. I truly wish I could say that was the case. But even one bankrupt Children's Aid Society or Children's Mental Health Agency is not managing the system, not even close. I asked the Premier to please think about what National Child Day means and what this blue ribbon means before it's too late. Make the simple commitment that these vital services will get the funding they need and not be forced to lay off staff or reduce services to children and families or close the doors in a bankruptcy. Because if our Premier cannot do that, we should all be very worried.